Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3rd/4th tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, come at you with Love Cup teams. And so this is my first time playing Love Cup. Let's just go over everything, but this is my first time playing Love Cup. And just looking at the rankings, I can already tell you exactly all the teams you're going to see because it's very obvious how to team build for this league. So for those of you who are new to this channel, what I do is I go over the top 20 PVPoke rankings, explaining like why they're ranked that way, and then I'll give you teams to test out. But you can easily see just based on the rankings what the different teams are going to be because it's a very easy meta to understand. So first, info, February 7th to February 21st, Master League Premier Classic, and Love Cup. So I probably will do some Master League Premier Classic maybe the second week, but I will focus on Love Cup for the first week because everyone loves the Love Cup. Everyone loves these specialty cups. So what usually happens is everyone plays them first for like a week and then gets bored and then goes to the other one. But Master League, a lot of people don't have, like Master League Open is XL, so a lot of people won't have that. But Master League Premier Classic means no XL and no Legendary. So people may have like level 40s, like you're going to see Excadrills and Dragonites and Metagross. So that's kind of the meta for the Premier Classic. So I'll do a couple of those next week. But for Love Cup, I think let's start with that because I think a lot of people are going to focus on that. So let's start. PVPoke, top 20 ranks. And you're going to see a couple things right off the bat. But let's just go in order. But you can't really go in order until you understand the meta, actually. So Talonflame, PokemonGo, Charizard, and Magmortar are your fires on this list. You then have what I call the bulky Pokemon, Lickitung, Chansey. You have your Charmers. Like Wigglytuff is technically a normal, but it's a Charmer for the purposes here. Aromatisse and Clefable are your Charmers. You have your fighters, calling them Metachamp and Scrafty. You do have some water on there. Alomomola, I'm going to not say that anymore. It's the Pinkfish. You got the Pinkfish, you got Seaking, you got Melodic, and you got some Poison, Scolipede, Ariados, and then you have an Electrode on there. I guess Slowbro's on there as well as a Poison. And then you have Electrode on there and there as Electric, obviously. So what you're going to see in all this and with all my teams is it is very much going to be, you can do one of two things. I think going rock, paper, scissors for a balanced approach is not going to work in this league. I think you have to go ABB style. And I think the ABB style you're going to see my teams are just build off one each other because there's a lot that everyone knows what the most annoying team that people are going to use and you can just build from there to make new teams. So we'll go over that in a second. But let's just kind of go like why these are on here. Let's just start with like Talonflame, PokemonGo, or like your Incinerate dominates your Poison there, which is also like half bug there. And it walls your Charmers, so that's why they're on there, and it can do well in decent matchups against like the fighters with the Brave Bird and then the Overheat as a nuke, right, for PokemonGo. So that's why those there. Charizard, same sort of attack, has a wing attack to deal with the fighters. That's so you notice wing attacks the run there. I think, can you use Fire Spin? I think you can use Fire Spin. Wing attack just gives you more coverage for the fighters, but it's fine either way. And then you have what's going to be Team Bulk, Chansey, Lickitung, Alomomola. Like that's my first team because a lot of people used it last time. It's going to be the same thing again. Just a ton of output pressure with Waterfall from Alomomola, Pinkfish, and then Lickitung and Chansey just absorb all the energy, and Lickitung is an XL, which can do well as well, right? So Metachamp, like if you play Great League, anytime you know what Metachamp is, Beast of an XL, counter user, fighter plus Psychic there. Scolipede and Ariados are on here just because you're going to have Charmers. And what's the best way to beat a Charmer? Poison. I don't know if the bug is going to have a ton of play elsewhere, but for the most part, they are there to beat your Charmers. Seaking is like it's got the Poison Jab on it, so I guess I should technically consider that. It's a water, but it's got your Poison on it to deal with that. It also has Drill Run there. It looks like a full-out Legacy move, triple Legacy Seaking. So I'm not going to focus too much on that because I don't think a lot of people are going to have a triple Legacy Seaking. You may see them, but probably not a ton. Galarian Slowbro. Some people may use it because it's Poison there, but also having the Focus Blast to deal with your Lickitung, Chansey. So you'll see that. Wigglytuff, Aromatisse, Clefable. I'm not going to spend time on Charmers because you know what a Charmer can do. Melodic is like a poor man's Alomomola because it's just not as tanky, but does the same thing with waterfalls, essentially. Electrode is going to be like one of your, I'm going to call it a neutral, all balanced Pokemon. Because Volt Switch, Discharge, and in this one it's running Hyper Beam. Okay, so usually it runs Foul Play, but in this point, with all there's nothing that you really need Foul Play for, right? There's no real Ghost or anything. So having the Volt Switch, obviously, you good against your Talonflame, and just in like Volt Switch, Discharge, unless you run into a Grass, which I don't see any Grass on here. You, for the most part, are just hitting neutral in most situations, and that's why Electrode is pretty decent, just hitting neutral and hitting pretty hard in most cases. And then Scrafty, go down there as your next counter user. So let's go to teams, and what you're going to see is all these teams build off one another, and why this is potentially going to be a very annoying meta. So what I said, Pinkfish, Chansey, Lickitung, it's just team bulk. You're going to have your Lolamola doing ton of waterfall damage. You're going to absorb all of that on Chansey. Lickitung can absorb a ton of damage too while doing a great amount of output. Obviously, your biggest weaknesses here are your fighters, which you're going to see on my next team. But for the most part, otherwise than that, is covering every single thing on here. Makehargo is obviously I don't even know if it's trouble for the back end. Like the Chansey here, even though Chansey wins some matchups, you're mostly using Chansey just to absorb and then like reset and come in and waterfall down, right? So that's the main thing here. So what do you do with this team? Well, you go team with fighters, and now we bring out Makehargo, Scrafty, Medicham, right? Why are you using these two? You're using your Medicham and your Scrafty to beat your Lickitung and beat your Chansey, and it has good good fighters are getting Makehargo, it can beat Alomomola, and even like neutral situations, like you can go down there. It's like Melodic, Electrode. They both beat Wormadam, Crustle, Cherim. So there's just like a lot of like strength with just fighters in general. These both are weak to Charm, so you need something to beat Charm, and Makehargo is going to be your best option to beat Charm. So there we go. It's going to be the hardest answer to your Charm users there. So it's an ABB style team. So when you have an ABB style team that's double weak to Charm, what's your next team? Your next team is ABB style Charm team. Kingler, Wigglytuff, Aromatisse. You could use, they recommended Alomomola as your water. You can also use Corsola, I think was the other recommendation, but I don't think a lot of people have that yet. So you can use that as your water, but it's essentially start with Kingler. Switch in one of the two, whatever one you want. There is Clefable on here too as a third charmer you can use. Again, Charm is just going to do a ton of output damage, and then you come back in if you see a fire. Like fire is going to be your biggest weakness, right? Makehargo, Charizard, you can see double wins there. Wormadam Trash is not a fire, but it's going to cause you problems too because it's half steel. Wormadam Trash is going to be another one of those, kind of like Electrode. One of those Pokemon that doesn't really fit the bill of these ABB teams, but is going to be a nice sort of neutral pick to deal with a lot. And then you need something to deal with those, and Kingler fits the bill there. So if you now have an ABB style Charm team, what is next? Piece of cake, ABB style Fire team. So Charizard, Makehargo, and Scrafty, you have two fires, and the two fires are going to be weak to Makehargo, surprisingly. Like, you think you'd be even in the mirror match, but okay. And then it's going to be weak to water. Melodic there. It's going to be weak to Slowbro there. So Scrafty as your counter user that can also hit super effective on your Slowbro there is how you do it. Again, ABB style team. These two Pokemon have a lot of coverage on the top meta, and then Scrafty will clean up the rest. So when you have an ABB fire team, what's next? This is not hard. ABB water team. Alomomola, Melodic, and Talonflame as your fire user to beat the grass that you're going to see down below. Vileplume, Cherim. You may be thinking, what's next? An ABB grass team? I tried it. I tried an ABB grass team. But there are way too many weaknesses here to do an ABB grass. So that was kind of interesting. I mean, you could do, I put in Vileplume and Cherim, But like between like PokemonGo and Charizard, and even in neutral matchups, like depending what you're running on Metachamp and like a Psychic, like type Pokemon, there's too many just like Pokemon that can beat Grass. So I didn't do an ABB Grass, but this is ABB Water. As you can see, like your main weaknesses are like your counter users and Lick Tongue and stuff like that. So Talonflame just kind of, and obviously Grass, and then Talonflame fits the bill there. I tried to do a balance team. I did try and do a balance team here, and let's just bring that up right now. It's kind of tough to do a balance team, quite honestly, and it's a repeat of like what you've seen before. So I started with what I should have done, quite honestly, is use those other two Pokemon that I mentioned as neutrals. So I put in Metachamp just because it's like a wide range. Slowbro as as a Psychic, but also Water type Pokemon, and then PokemonGo just has like just a lot of great matchups between for Charmers and Wormadam and everything there. You can hit for super effective with the rock like type moves on Charizard and stuff like that. So nice like wide coverage on PokemonGo, which I think a lot of people are going to be using that. But like I said, what I should have done is use Wormadam, Trash, and Electrode. And let's just go off the top of my head. I don't know if I put them on the same team together. You could. Wormadam, Trash is like your main Psychic Pokemon that's also Steel. You could use Electrode, but so Wormadam, Trash is obviously Steel, so it's going to be weak to fighters. So you need something to deal with the fighters. And then Electrode is just like a nice safe swap. So if you want to do something that can do that, what you could possibly do is go Wormadam, Trash. It's going to be weak to fighter. Use Electrode as like a safe swap. And then if I'm going to be weak to fighters, I'm going to need something to beat a fighter. I don't want to just go straight Charm, because you could go straight Charm, but like I don't want to do that because then you're double weak to, like you'd have problems with fire, right? Because Wormadam, Trash is Steel, and then Charmers would have trouble with fire as well. So I would probably go something more neutral that can also deal with fire. I'm looking at Crystal right below it. Crystal may not be bad because its weakness is water, but Electrode as a safe swap is not a terrible way to deal with that. So that's a possible option there. So that is it. That is your Love Cup, essentially. I think we've seen a lot of ABB style teams. I think ABB, just given how the meta is simplified, it works. And this is the thing is, and you saw this in the, what do we have though? The Sinnoh Cup. When you have such a limited meta and there's certain Pokemon that are just their typing is not on there as much, it's very easy to run ABB style teams because you know that there's only so many Pokemon that could sort of beat it. Like there's in this one, there's not a lot of ton of Steel. There's not a lot of ton of Dark. There's like almost no Ghost because like you're limited to the Pink and Red, right? So the Pink and Red, you can go check out the PokemonGo site for what the Pink and Red are, but I just did like PVPoke. So yeah, that is it. I'll try and run a few teams, probably with some of these ABB style teams, and then that's it. I'll do some second week. I'll do some Master League Premier Classic and the video that I promised about different tips and tricks and stuff like that, about like how to stuff that will help you advance to like the next level. And that is it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you hit that thumbs up button and hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And good luck with the Love Cup, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.